Few ideas in personal finance have the impact of the 4% rule. It's straightforward, backed by solid research, and a cornerstone of the FIRE movement. Financial independence, retire early. If you are part of the FIRE community, or just curious about achieving financial freedom, you have probably heard about it. But does it really hold the secret to retiring with confidence? For those who new here, welcome. My name is Lincoln, a qualified practice public accountant with over 15 years of experiences as an investor, author, and business advisor. On this channel, I share my journey, hard-earned lessons, and a practical strategy to help you accelerate your path to achieve financial independence and become the best version of yourself. In today's video, we are going beyond the basics. We're going to uncover the origins of the 4% rule, what makes it so popular, and most importantly, how you could use it to build a secure and fulfilling financial future. Let's dive in. Firstly, let's look at the origin of the 4% rules. It all started with curiosity. 3 university professors from Trinity University set out to answer a critical question. How much can you safely withdraw from your portfolio without running out of money? To get the answer, they ran countless simulations spanning over 30 years, testing withdrawal rate from 3% to 12% across various stock and bonds portfolio mixes. The result? A 50-50 portfolio, stock to bonds, with a 4% annual withdrawal rate, adjusted for inflation, had an astonishing 96% chance of surviving the 30 years period. Now let's think about it. If you had $1 million invested in this way, withdrawing $40,000 annually could sustain your lifestyle for decades with an excellent chance your money wouldn't run out. What an amazing idea. Let's break it down into detail. Start with $1 million, withdraw 4% in the first year. So 1 million times 4% is $40,000. Adjust that amount for 2% inflation each year. So 40,800 in year 2. But the Trinity study, now the legendary, comes with the caveat. Taxes, timing, and inflation adjustment wasn't fully accounted for. But the 4% rule still emerged as a great idea, starting point for anyone if you want to plan out your financial in the long term. And here's the kicker, if you can live off just 4% of your portfolio annually, congratulations, you are financially independent. If you want to retire, multiply your yearly expenses by 25, spending $40,000 a year, you will need $1 million. Spending $80,000, you are looking at $2 million. This simplified is what makes the 4% rule a favorite in the financial independent community. Now, you might want to ask, Link, what happens if I want to plan for the longer retirements? Let's say you want to retire at 50, or maybe you are worried about living past 100. That's a great problem to have. The 4% rule start to frame when your timeline stretch out to 40 to 50 years. Why? Because the longer your retirement, the more unpredictable things like market crashes, inflation, and healthcare costs becomes unpredictable. However, Morningstar research shows that if you want your money to last 40 plus years, you might need to lower your withdrawal rate to 3% or even 2.8%. It's the financial equivalent of driving slower in the raining days. Less driving, but safer. Now let's look at a real-life example. What's your number? Let's run a number for someone who wants $100,000 a year in retirement. Step 1. Decide your withdrawal rate. In this case, let's stick with 4%. Step 2. Calculate your spending. You want $100,000 annually. Step 3. Find your target retirement number. Multiply 100K by 25. That's $2.5 million. That's your target. Say if you invest in a Standard & Poor's 500 with a historical return of 7%, you can use an online calculator to figure out how long it will take you to reach your target and what your saving rate you needed. Now, I understand this is just a rough estimate. That's why we need to move into next part, the modern approach, dynamic spending. The traditional 4% rule has long been stable in retirement planning, offering a straightforward guidance for annual withdrawals. However, life is a financial journey is rarely linear. A market fluctuation can significantly impact the longevity of your retirement saving. Enter dynamic spending, a strategy that introduces flexibility to better align withdrawals with market performance. Understanding dynamic spending as a research and advocate by Vanguard, a leading index fund company, adjust your annual withdrawal rate based on the performance of your investment portfolio. The concept is very simple. For example, in a bull market, when your investment performing well, you can afford to withdraw a bit more, allowing you to enjoy the fruits of the prosperity of the market. However, in a bear market, conversely, when the market underperforms, scaling back your withdrawal helps preserve your portfolio principles, give you a chance to recover. This approach is dynamic, adjusting your speed on a road trip, accelerating on open highway, and slowing down on the windy roads to ensure you reach your destination safely. Why do I think dynamic spending works? Actually, it's still referred back to the Vanguard's research. The research highlights several advantages of dynamic spending. Enhance portfolio longevity. By modifying withdrawals in response to market conditions, you reduce the risk of depleting your savings prematurely. This adaptability acts as a safeguard against market volatilities. Number 2, improve success rates. For retirees with extended time horizons, especially those anticipating 50 years of retirement, implementing a dynamic spending approach can significantly boost the probability of financial success. Vanguard's study indicates that such a strategy could increase success rate from 56% to 90%. A significant improvement that underscores the efficacy of flexibility in withdrawal strategy. Now let's use another real-world example. Okay, imagine you have a $1 million retirement portfolio. Year 1, withdraw 4%, which is 1 million times 4% is $40,000. Positive market performance year plus 20%, your portfolio grows to $1.2 million. Applying the dynamic spending rules, you might want to increase withdrawal by up to 5%, for example, resulting in a new withdrawal amount of approximately $42,000. Now, on a negative market performance, which is negative 20%, for example, your portfolio decreases to $800K. In this scenario, you might want to reduce your withdrawal by up to 2.5%, adjusting to approximately $39,000. Now, this adjustment, even though it's modest, can significantly enhance the sustainability of your retirement funds over time. I have 5 key takeaways from the 4% rules. Number 1, I believe it's a guideline, not a guarantee. Think of 4% rule like using Google Map for a road trip. It gives you a clear path for your destination, financial independence, but it's not a set in stone. Traffic jams, okay, or suddenly rainstorm along the way, just like market dips, inflation or unexpected expenses can alter your retirement plan. The key though is to remember this. The 4% rule is your GPS, not your co-pilot. It shows you a path, but you are still in the driver's seat, ready to take adjustment when necessary. Flexibility is the name of the game. It's not about rigid sticking to the rule. It's about staying on the course while adapting to weather loads ahead. Number 2, financial independence isn't about income. It's about expenses. Here is a surprising truth. You don't need a huge income to retire early. A carpenter making, for example, $40,000 a year and a doctor making $400K a year could both achieve financial independence at the same time if they save at the same rate. How? It all comes down to how much you spend, not how much you earn. The math behind financial independence, the key number here is 25. To retire, you need about 25 times your annual expenses saved and invest. This is based on a 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year without running out of money. Let's break it down in the earlier example. If you spend $40,000 a year, you will need $1 million to retire. $40,000 times 25 equal to $1 million. If you spend $100K a year, you need $2.5 million to retire. 100K times 25, which is $2.5 million. Now, back to our carpenter and doctor example. If the carpenter lives on $20,000 a year and save 50% of their $40,000 income, they can reach $1 million in about 17 years, assuming a conservative 7% annual investment return. The doctor earning $400K but spending $200K annually also save 50% of their income. However, they will need $5 million to retire, 200K times 25. Even with the same saving rate, it will take doctors the same 17 years to reach their goals because the lifestyle inflation is more expensive. What's the big takeaway here? Financial independence isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep and how much you need. If you control your expenses, your retirement number becomes smaller, and you will reach it faster no matter your income. In other words, it's not the size of your paycheck, but the size of your saving and spending that determines how quickly you can retire. That's why you need to watch out your expenses carefully. Number 3, fees, the silent killer of your investment return. Investment fees are like termites in your financial house, quietly eating your wealth over time. Paying a 1% annual fees to fund manager might seem insignificant for the beginning, but it can significantly reduce your financial independence plan. Okay, consider this. Okay, high cost active fund with a 1 million portfolio of 1% fees amount to $10,000 annually. Over a decade, that's 100K paid in fees, not including the potential growth you have missed out. Low-cost index fund. In contrast, invest in a low-cost index fund like Vanguard's VTSAX, which has an expense ratio of 0.04%, which costs you only $400 per year. Over 10 years, that's just $4,000 in fees. This difference of $96,000 over 10 years can be a significant impact on your portfolio growth, especially when considering compound interest. The performance gap, active versus passive investment. You might say, hey Lincoln, maybe I'm willing to pay high fees for high performance. Here's the catch. It's not just about the fees. Performance matters too. Studies have consistently shown that a significant majority of active manager funds underperform their benchmarks. Short-term underperformance. In 2023, 60% of active large-cap US equity funds lagged behind the S&P 500. Morningstar actually found this research. Long-term underperformance over 20 years period ending December 31st, 2021, 94% of US fund managers fail to outperform the S&P 500. These stats highlight the challenge active managers face in consistently beating the market, making a higher fees they charge even harder to justify. Why do you pay higher fees for underperformance? That's basically a ripoff. Now, the takeaway, all out for low-cost index fund, not only just minimize the fees you pay for your portfolio, but also align with the strategy that has a historically outperformed a major active manager. By reducing unnecessary cost and embracing passive investment strategy, you can enhance your portfolio's performance and stay on track towards your financial goals. Number 4, take risks smartly. Take calculated risk. The success of 4% rules rely heavily on mix of stocks and bonds in your portfolio. Here's the key. The more stock you have, the better your chance of success. In the Trinity study, portfolio with 75% stock and 25% bonds have a 100% success rate over 30 years. But if you went with a 100% bonds portfolio, your success rate dropped dramatically to just 35%. Why does this matter? Yes, stocks can be volatile. They go up and down, sometimes widely. But the reason they are so critical for long-term success is simple: growth potential. Stocks may have bumps along the way, but over decades, they have a much higher chance of growing faster than bonds, which are steady but don't deliver the same results. Bonds are like a cruise control in your car. They keep you moving at a safe speed. But stocks, they are the accelerator. They can push you ahead, helping you to reach your retirement goals faster. So while bonds provide stability, it's the stocks portion of your portfolio that gives you the growth you needed to ensure your retirement savings last. Balance the two like a well-tuned car is what makes the 4% rules actually works. That's why you need to have a healthy mix of the stock in your portfolio if you want to apply the 4% rules. Number 5, want to retire sooner? Spend on what truly matters. Here is the measure of financial independence. Your timeline to retirement shrinks dramatically when you focus on your spending on the things that truly matter to you. It's not about cutting out everything you enjoy. It's about conscious spending. Also, it's not about just religiously stick with your Excel sheet about your budget. If your daily coffee brings you joy, boosts your productivity, and adds value to your life, go for it. But if you are paying for a streaming service you never use, like a Netflix, sitting in a corner garnering digital dust, it's time to cancel it. The goal isn't to eliminate spending, it's to prioritize it on the things you personally find meaningful, not what other things you should spend on. The number behind spending less. Here is what it actually gets exciting. Hear me out. Cutting your expenses can dramatically shorten your path to financial freedom. Let's say you earn $100K a year, save 20% and spend $80,000. At this rate, it roughly takes about 28 years to retire, assuming 7% annual return and a 4% loss. Now, if you reduce the expenses to $50,000 a year, your saving rate drops to 50%. With the same amount and returns, you will hit your retirement goal in just 14 years, half of the time. The math is simple and straightforward. The less you spend, the less you need to maintain your lifestyle, and the faster you can reach your financial independence. Why conscious spending matters? Spending less doesn't mean living like a monk. It means putting your money where it matters most to you. Love travel, save for long trip, and cut back on the things you don't care about, like eating out or fine dining every single week. Think of it like a packing for a long trip. You can't take everything, So you focus on the essentials, the things you will actually use and enjoy. That's what conscious spending is all about. Make sure your financial life align with your personal core values, not just someone else. I know today we cover so much detail in the 4% rules. Let's make a summary. Financial independence isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom to choose. Freedom to spend on the things that bring you joy and cut out the rest. But focus on what truly matters to you and reducing the noise of unnecessary expenses. You will not only retire sooner, but also live a more intentional and fulfilling life along the way. My final thought is the 4% is more than just a calculation. It's a mindset. Remember, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. And then your financial freedom journey starts today. Give it a like and share with someone who might need a little bit help in this area. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more tips to help you thrive on your journey. See you in next video. Bye for now.